Is it real, son? Is it really real, son? Let them know it's real, son, if it's really real. You know, it's crazy, right? I was in Mod 2 with K-Born, B-Sheet, Rel, CB, Tattoo, like everybody was in there. When that Method Man joint came on, is it real, son? Is it really real, son? And it was crazy because hip hop had took a turn. And the videos was crazy. And all I could think about is, I just want to go home. Nigga just wanted to go home. We home, son.
Facts, man. Big facts, man. Like, you know, the crazy thing about life is, I don't care who you praise, whether it's God or law. At the end of the day, the higher power, the truth of the matter is, man, you always get a second chance. It's what you gonna do with it.
Nah, that's a lie.
So why do you feel
Son,
that, bro?
some niggas don't get a second chance.
You know, and it's crazy you say that, right? It's crazy you say that, right?
When you get a second chance,
You know how to use it.
you got we gotta know how to use it. And it's yo, when we get a second chance, we gotta know how to use it. And see, sometimes you'll be like, let him talk, but I gotta tell him, right? There's some shit going on in the streets called NYPD. The mayor, he pushed the button, and now the police is going stupid.
Well, you know, they started to stop and frisk and they about to put that back in effect at September. From what I heard.
So now, my whole thing for you is, right, even for myself, right? Grown man talk. How they say grown man balls is something you gotta deal with in these streets. Police is whipping niggas out and locking them up now, all over again, like Mayor Giuliani, right? My whole thing is, they not doing that to the shooters, because they're not doing that to them. They're not doing that to the criminals. They're doing that to the people that's coming outside just trying to have fun. That's minding their business. When they catch the shooters, you see Lisa Evans. You see 5 o'clock raids. You see breaking news all over the internet. That's how they catching them.
Well, you know the crazy thing is?
Hold on, let the sound go down. Because we in the hood.
Definitely outside.
So, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The working man is becoming NYPD's punching bag. And for the dudes that's just coming home from jail, my brother's fresh home from jail. Fresh out, ain't trying to go back. Shout out to my boy. Fresh out. In these streets, you gotta live life as if you're on the run and stay dangerous at the same time.
Hold on, break that down to them when you say that. Because I think a lot of times people don't understand the meaning to that.
It's sort of like when you in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know we gotta get busy. You sleep in a cell with your razor, with your ice pick, but you know at any given moment, the police gonna open up your cell, pull you out of your bed and start searching. From this point forth, after you see this video, you have to understand that you are being targeted by the NYPD to be their punching bag. Because, see, I'm not gonna be biased off this because I'm the villager, right? When everybody's getting shot up, and then you sit up there and say, Mayor Adams, what are you gonna do? And he said, y'all gonna put this on me because y'all not raising your own kids? Because the black woman is raising her son to be the shooter, and the black man is party and bullshit. He said, okay, let me spank these little niggas for you. So now the working man and the dudes that's coming home from jail just minding their business is getting thrown up against the wall, putting their hands behind their back and getting kicked in the ass like they 2-year-old kids. But that's what y'all asked the mayor to do, right? But that's what they asked the mayor to do, right?
You know what's so crazy that you said that? And I'm gonna tell you something, right? The crazy thing about it is, the mayor, like you said, push the button. But the problem is, and it's crazy to me, is that when I came up as a kid, if I did something in the hood, in my neighborhood, his moms would whip my ass. My moms would whip my ass. My moms, you got about 6 ass whipping sometimes, man. And the reason why is because it took a village.
Nah, that changed.
I know it did. That's what I said when we came up. When we came up.
These mothers are different.
Yeah.
Don't you touch my child.
And that's the problem because, you know, I just had a conversation, you know what I'm saying, with a young girl that was having a fight with the police.
That's the baby in there?
And I explained to her that,
hey,
I got this. And I was explaining to her that, you know, the choices that we make in life puts us in a position sometimes that we don't want to be in. 5 seconds of your choice, of the decision you make, can land you 25 lives in prison. It's a quote in that Biggie movie, Notorious, that I love. When they was inside the yards, the old timer told Tupac, don't make a 50-second decision that's going to cost you 50 years of your life. And that's the thing that people don't understand. We have choices. But the problem is, nobody want to step up and correct the youth. And believe me, they're not the easiest to talk to, but they will listen to the right people.
Here's the problem.
Trust me.
Give them something to look up to. And that's my whole thing. Give them something. Give them a sense of direction. It's like, who leads the path? Who's making the path to say, okay, this is the direction that we're going on to? That's why certain individuals, right? And matter of fact, I'm gonna bring something up that I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway, right? One second, I'm gonna pause it. See, I want y'all to understand something, right? I'm not gonna mention no names right now, but one of our mutual brothers asked me to stop attacking a certain rapper, or whatever the case may be. So when y'all sit up there and y'all say, Haas be flip-flopping, no, I be making peace, but I want y'all to understand something, right? If you pay attention to that specific rapper, every once in a while now, he's tweaking out his behavior after leading 1,000 niggas to the penitentiary. As a grown man, the young boys are supposed to be able to look at us and know what direction to go to. A lot of these old niggas ain't got nothing but jewelry, and every picture, cha-ching, is on the same block or a different corner, but there's no sense of direction.
No, let me explain something to you. I'm gonna tell you what the real problem is, man. Because that's not the problem.
The problem.
Hold on, listen. Listen.
All right, tell us.
The problem is, when I came up, we looked up to the old timers by the way they move. You got the old timers, such as myself in my age bracket, that's trying to run with the 20 years old. So how can you respect somebody when you're supposed to be the elder, but you following them?
No, here's the problem.
That's the crazy part.
Right. Because the problem is, when we grew up, there was elders. Now the old nigga is calling the little nigga the big homie. How? Because the older nigga ain't shit. And he ain't gonna sit up there and tell the world, I ain't shit. So the little nigga the big homie, and the older nigga, he's a waste of time. That's why now, there's a season of older women now going to sleep with the younger boys, because the younger boys got more options than you older niggas. Right.
The truth is, Nas said it best. And I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to mean what I say, and I'm going to stand on it. Dudes in my age bracket that's coming home, dudes that been home, is living a second childhood.
I've been saying this every day I was on YouTube.
I'm not the dude that came home to $1 million. I don't stunt, I don't fake, I don't front. I go to work every day.
And you tired of it.
And I do overtime, and I do the things that I gotta do to pay my bills.
That nigga be on the phone I'm sick and tired of busting my ass. They making me carry this. They making me do that. But he love his job.
But I got a plan.
To the boss, listen. To the boss that hired my brother,
I appreciate you.
We appreciate you, but we talking shit on camera right now.
No,
y'all got him busting his ass.
But the truth about that is this, right?
That's a good thing.
Everybody come home and think something is owed to them. Nobody owe you shit. This is the problem, right? Dudes get locked up and they feel like, yo, my man out here, he eating, he should be doing this, he should be doing that. Niggas still got responsibilities. Got baby mamas. Everybody out here that's doing things probably got 3 or 4 baby mamas.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to have a J.
So when your man show you a love and throw you a bone, take that, smile with it, and keep it pushing.
Hold on. It depends on what your man throwing you. Because when my man came home, I ain't throw him a brick of cocaine. We don't do that. When my man come home, we go with that slogan. Hold up. You hear that sound in the background? Woo,
sound of the police.
When you come home, right? Here's the thing. You live life as if you're on a run. And you stay dangerous at the same time. You know what that means? John Morant, right? They said, oh, he shouldn't be flashing guns because he got X amount of dollars. Let me ask you a question. The moment you went to jail, right before you went to jail, if somebody would have told you, this was the moment that you was never going to see your mother again. So I asked y'all, because my brother was in jail when he lost his mother. Y'all said, John Morant, he worth $300 million. How much would you have paid to be able to see your mother again?
Now, that's a crazy question to ask me, bro. And the reason why I say that is this. And shout out to John Morant too, man. How old is John Morant about?
23 years old.
Now, my point that I'm about to make. If you would have asked me at that time, the question that you just asked, repeat it again for them.
What would you pay? If somebody could have came to him and his younger, how old was you when you went back to jail the last time?
I was 30.
30, right. Still institutionalized.
And
but
I just came home from doing an 8.5 bid.
It just came home.
You know what I'm saying? So the question,
if somebody would have told you, if somebody would have said to you, right before, at that moment, right before he went to jail, before the police, where he had an opportunity to change his life, this is the moment that you never, ever gonna see your mother again.
You know what's so crazy? And I'm probably gonna shock y'all when I say this. My mom was so fucked up and sadistic, all of us, that I probably would have told you, bro, I'll pay it, but it is what it is. She died, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna live my life. It wasn't until I grew older and lost my mother. I'm gonna tell you a funny story, it's no bullshit. Hold on, I'm gonna put my cup down for a second, man, because I don't think y'all understand how real this is. And I'm gonna share my life with y'all on a real life. Me and my mother didn't speak for 7 years while I was in prison. When she passed away, before she passed away, I was coming down to get back my time. In the process of me getting back my time, she asked me to come to court. I told her no. And the reason why, because my mom was on drugs. And I realized a lot of times when she used to come to court, she used to be high. So I was worried about how people was going to look. And I love my mom to death. But now I'm fighting to come home. So I didn't want to have certain images. If they would have told me my mother was passing away, I'd have told her to come. And I was still angry and bitter inside. So I told her no. She didn't come to court. I got my time cut. I was on the plane. And I was talking crazy. And the dude asked me, he said, if you lose your mom today, how would you feel? Man, fuck that shit. Because my mom wasn't even developed. My mind wasn't still developed.
His
At
mind
40+
wasn't
years.
developed because when he went to jail, it's like you stuck in time.
So what happened was, I get a phone call 3 months later after I touched ADX, and my mom was on her deathbed. And me and her had a conversation for 15 minutes. That's all they gave us. And she told me she was passing away. And she only asked me for one thing. She said, make sure you help your sister with her kids. And when I heard she was dying, it kind of like threw me. So the priest is wondering why I'm not crying. But the reason why I'm not really crying is I'm shocked. I got hit this from me. Why nobody told me this? Because I ain't only get one phone call a month while I'm in ADX. So I'm saying to myself, why nobody said nothing?
Wow.
So when I'm on the phone with my mom's, I get another phone call about a month later telling me she passed away. So I call my sister. They gave me a phone call to call my sister for the funeral. In the process, I'm broke. I've been down going on 10 years, and I'm saying to myself, how can I help pay for this funeral and don't put all this pressure on my sister? So I'm telling her my plans and how we could do certain things, t-shirts, or I'm like, yo, we're gonna go to the hood, we're gonna do this. It's a crazy thing, we can push this way. They cut my phone call off, because I'm talking about business. Cool. I go back to my cell, and I sit there and I say, yo, your mom's passing away. So now I'm reflecting. And I remember the conversation I had with a kid when I was home before, and I asked her, who's the biggest gangster in the world you look up to? And she said her big homie. And I said, let me tell you something. That's the wrong answer. The biggest gangster I ever knew was my mom's. And for every black female, minority female out there, and any woman, because the thing about it is, life is crazy. Your moms will do things behind your back that you don't even know to put clothes and food on your table. These dudes want to glorify things.
Hold up, pause. Your moms would do things behind your back to put food on the table. But your father ain't did shit.
Now, with that said, because you got some good men.
We ain't going through that. Because the reality of
But
it is,
the thing is, it really falls on the mother.
Hold up. It falls on the mother. And the crazy part about it is, right, all these men want to be respected as real niggas. But if all these real niggas stood up, the police wouldn't be beating your sons in the street. Because once they seen a father come outside and say, hey, officer, I got my son, it's all good, it changes the dynamics. And when they see a father come outside and say, hey, officer, I got my son and I ain't telling you again, it's kill or be killed. So the respect has to be there. The problem is you seeing officers pull up on the block, beating up on grown men that's 10 years older than them. You seeing officers pull up on the block, pulling their nightsticks, holding their clocks, beating up on grown men that's 10 years older than them, talking about their big homies.
Let me tell you something, right? And this is crazy, man. When I was locked up, for those that don't know who I am.
Before we go that far.
No. I gotta say this.
Your moms. We gotta end that out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a big fact. That's the biggest gangster I ever knew, man.
Listen.
My mom sacrificed for me. I know she done slept with niggas to put food on my table.
All of our moms did. And I'm gonna tell you something too.
Nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you.
In
man.
Islam and in Christianity, Allah says that paradise is at your mother's feet. Paradise is at your mother's feet.
You know, shout out to Aunt Live, man. I gotta say this, man. On Mother's Day, man, I was watching.
Shout out to my big bro and Aunt Live.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have big homies. My big bro Aunt Live.
You know what I'm saying? That's my brother for real, man. But I was looking on his Facebook and Instagram page, and he showed a picture of his moms and them at the ranch. And Live said, "Ma, you the most important woman in my life." And my bro went through it all, man. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, for him to honor his mom was special to me, man. And the reason why I say that, man, because we don't really pay homage to the people that we need to pay homage to, man. My biggest mistake in life, actually my regret, I don't regret nothing I did in the streets. It made me a better person on who I am today. But the one thing I do regret is the fact I didn't give my mom the respect. I didn't give my mom the respect that she deserved. I didn't give my grandmother the respect that she deserved. That's who raised me. My pops was a part of my life, but my grandmother had custody of me, which was my mother. So they was more effective in my life. You know? And the one thing I want to tell people, man, even when it comes to the police in these streets, don't be mad.
Hold on, let that sound go by.
The one thing I want to tell people is in the streets, don't be mad when the police is doing things to your kids because you didn't teach them the right way. Because I just had a conversation with a little homie, Leia, and I was explaining to her the choices you make, and then I was asking her certain questions. So I'm gonna say this to the mayor, if nobody else, man. Your officers need to understand that a lot of these kids is coming from broken homes, and they need parent figures. I'm asking you from the heart to explain to your officers, man, to know the difference between a street dude and a kid that's just rebellious that don't know no better. Because at the end of the day, the things that matter the most is to serve and protect. And that don't mean put your hands on our kids. What we asking you is to let your officers know that there's other alternatives before they react. Some of our kids is misled, and I'll be the first one to say that. I'll also tell you, you know, every officer is not bad, and I'm telling you that from experiences. I've been through certain situations in my life where you tell an officer the situation and they'll try to help you. I just had a conversation with a co-worker on my way from home from work, and he was like, yo, I'm thinking about becoming a police officer. And I told him, I said, homie, 24 years old, in college, you work with me. I said, do it. We need officers from the hood that can really be a voice for us. Everybody's screaming Black Lives Matter. Let me explain something to you. Tell me how it feels for the brothers that's locked up in prison, that's getting assaulted. Tell me how it feels to know you don't got a support system and police can kick your whole teeth out. Tell me how it feels, you know, to be in a situation where you can't depend on nobody and police can do whatever. This jail system, these dudes is misleading y'all. They telling y'all only portions. They glorifying portions. I yap dudes, I stab dudes, and I cut dudes, and I don't glorify none of that. What I'm explaining to you is consequences behind your actions. I got my jaw broken by police in the Beacon. I've been stalked, I've been kicked, I've been beat. I didn't have a real support system because I didn't reach out to nobody. But the thing is, and the problem is, nobody's telling y'all the truth. Nobody's telling y'all the truth. They glorifying this stuff. And the crazy thing
Jail is for suckers. My memory done ran out. We gonna cut it short, make y'all understand clear as day. Jail is for suckers. And when niggas say we outside, we outside. But the difference is I want you to understand something, right? Everybody's outside. It's either you active or you ain't. And the reality of it is,
stay out the way. Be you, man. It's nothing wrong with being you, man. It's nothing wrong, man. I go to work every day. It's nothing wrong, man. A good leader that must be a good follower first. And I'm gonna tell you something that King Blood told me. If you see a man of greatness, you follow that man and ask yourself, how can you be greater? If you see a man that's failing, you ask yourself what you're doing wrong. The key point is, man, learn the biggest thing in the world is what you are worth. If you don't understand your worth, then you'll never understand life, homie.
We outside trying to bring y'all a message. Heal up, wheel up, bring it back, come.
Wow.
We outside trying to bring y'all a message. Just because you outside don't mean you outside. And if you outside and if you ain't trying to bring a message, what's the point? Stay your ass in the house with your wife and kids.
No, if you outside, always understand it's consequences to your actions. Understand that the life that you choose can be a decision that costs you a life sentence. Understand there's dudes that's never coming home again. I live for those brothers that don't have a voice.
Memory is absolutely gone.